Hi, I'm Lori Reed, and welcome back to My Country Kitchen. Today we are making Philly cheesy chicken enchiladas. Okay, to start out, we're going to make our enchilada sauce. Over medium to medium-high heat, you're going to add a couple tablespoons of olive oil, or any kind of oil, just to coat the bottom of the pan. And you're going to want it hot. And then you need a large onion, and you're going to puree it so it's really, really fine so you don't have a chunky sauce later on. And add that to your oil, and just cook it off a little bit so you don't have any raw onion in it. Okay, after the onions have cooked for a couple minutes, you want to add a quarter of a cup of flour to help thicken your sauce. Stir that into the onions till it's completely incorporated. It's going to be kind of clumpy, and that's okay. It'll work out when we add some water later on. To this mixture, you're also going to add about 3 tablespoons of chili powder. If you like it spicier, you can add a little bit more. Mix that in really, really well. And then to that, you're going to add about a teaspoon of garlic powder, and that's my little secret ingredient. Okay, we're going to stir that in completely, and the flour starts to cook off so you have no more of that raw flour taste. And to this, you're going to want to add about 6 cups of water. I know it seems like a lot, but you'd rather have too much sauce than run out halfway through making your enchiladas. You want to make sure you have a whisk handy when you incorporate your water to help get out all the lumps. And do it slowly just so you don't have a steam bath later. Pour water on the floor. And with a whisk, you want to whisk all those lumps out. Okay, all the clumps are worked out. As you can see, it's a really smooth sauce, and you're going to want to add in 8 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese. This is going to help make it a really cheesy, creamy sauce later on with your enchiladas. Here we go. And you're going to want to whisk this in and turn it to a medium-high heat so that when it comes to boil, to help thicken your sauce. Simmering for a couple of minutes. All the cheese is completely melted into it, and it's thickened up a little bit from the flour. Now we want to salt and pepper it a little bit to flavor, just to make sure. Mix that in. Taste it. Perfect. Okay, then we're going to move over and assemble our enchiladas. Okay, now for my favorite but the messiest part, assembling your enchiladas. I like to use flour tortillas because it goes along with the whole creamy texture. First, you're going to want to dunk them into your enchilada sauce. And be careful, this is going to get all over the place. And then into your pan. And beforehand, I pressure cook some chicken. It's going to be about 4 chicken breasts. You can buy canned or rotisserie, whatever you like, but personally I like to do it this way. Then you're going to add enough chicken into your enchilada just to fill it up. And then you're going to roll. And make them, I like them in little tight rolls so they can fit more in the pan. And you're going to keep doing this. Chicken enchiladas have always been a favorite in my house since I was growing up. My mom, when she was about my age, learned from a lady who moved here from Mexico how to make chicken enchiladas, and she taught me her recipe, and I've changed it up a little bit for my own taste. And be careful, the enchilada sauce is hot, so you're going to want to work fast and try not to burn your fingers. What I love about this meal is that it's so versatile. Instead of using the flour tortillas, you can use corn. And there's different types of chickens, like I said earlier, that you can use in different kinds of cheeses that you like to go with your enchiladas. Personally, I just like a shredded mild cheddar. It's going to be about 3 cups to cover all the enchiladas. I like them really cheesy. Also, you can make this ahead of time. If you're going to do that, make it up to the point before the cheese, and you can wrap it in aluminum foil and put it in the fridge. and take it out when you're going to want to cook it. Put it in the oven at about 350 degrees without the cheese until it's warmed all the way through, and then add the cheese to melt it later on. Okay, all the cheese is on. We're going to take this to a 350 degree preheated oven, and we're going to cook it until the cheese is nice and melty, about 15 to 20 minutes depending. And after that, you can eat it while it's hot. Enjoy. Okay, these have been cooking for about 15 minutes, and all the cheese is nice and melted, just like that. Everything in my house is served family style. It makes it so much easier to come together and eat as a family. I like to use a little bit of lettuce, tomato, onions, and a dollop of sour cream just to finish it off. I love the extra cheese on it. Once again, I'm Lori Reed, and thank you for visiting my country kitchen.